speeding car heading the wrong way on I-17.
But the tow driver stopped the driver before anything bad happened, and it was all caught on camera. Nicole Christine is live with the exclusive details tonight. Nicole, what can you tell us?
Well, this is an incredible story, guys. This driver was coming along the fast lane, heading this way on I-17, just as all the traffic was heading north as it is now. Luckily, this happened at 2 a.m., which means there weren't nearly as many drivers as there are right now. But this tow truck driver is still willing to put his life at risk to stop the wrong way driver and potentially save lives.
How to feel? I'm still kind of in shock, to be honest with you.
Travis Hamburg was working an overnight shift when he noticed a driver heading south in the northbound fast lane of I-17, right into oncoming traffic.
I was going northbound, noticed people going southbound when they were flashing their high beams at me to get my attention, and I noticed a vehicle in the number 2 lane heading directly towards me, so I proceeded to just lock my brakes up and stop as quick as I could and turn on my emergency lights, and luckily the lady did stop and took notice of the lights.
The heavy wrecker Hamburg was driving had a dash cam that recorded everything, including Hamburg taking matters into his own hands and stopping the wrong way vehicle.
I told her to roll the window down, and she was able to roll it down enough for me to reach in and make sure the vehicle was in park. And then I did take her keys because she seemed out of it or intoxicated. And that's when I had got back into my tow truck to call 911.
Hamburg said police responded within minutes, and even though he's still processing his emotions, he did remember a calm after the ordeal was over.
ADOT first response. It was a sigh of relief. As soon as we were off the roadway and I knew what the situation was, I was able to collect my thoughts privately in my tow truck and then proceed on home.
An Arizona DBS says the driver is now in custody, and they are investigating if intoxication was a factor. An important reminder to go along with this story of Arizona's move-over law. It says that if you see any vehicle stop with their lights flashing, you need to move over 1 lane or try to slow down if you're not able to make a lane change. This, of course, includes tow trucks and other first responder vehicles. Reporting live tonight near I-17, Nicole Christine, Fox 10 News.
All right.
New at 9, a decades-old missing persons case in Phoenix gets a big break.
Through the use of DNA technology, a Jane Doe now has her name back, and her family is hoping the public can help catch her killer. Lori Long Chase went missing in July of 1983 when she was just about 17 years old. Phoenix police investigated the case thoroughly, but it took over 40 years for her family to finally get some answers. Fox 10's Nicole Christine sat down with Lori's sister today and shares why this case is part of a bigger issue and a story you'll only see on Fox 10.
Well, good evening, guys. Memory Dawn Long Chase tells me that if she could say one thing to her beloved older sister Lori after all these years, it would be this: I never forgot you. And it's because she never forgot, and because she continued to search for answers, that now Memory has the chance to lay her older sister to rest.
Remember that I loved her.
Although Memory Dawn Long Chase was only 5 years old when her sister Lori went missing in 1983, she has many fond memories of Lori, including the time her older sister bought her a Snow White in the 7 Dwarfs book with the money from her first job.
Original storyboards and the original concept drawings and the character drawings and just the whole process, and I loved it. And I would take it to her and my mom all the time to read it, and then, well, that's why they taught me how to read.
Lori went missing in the summer of 1983, just after she had a baby who died when he was just 4 days old. Later that summer, the body of a young female was found in an irrigation ditch in the East Valley and was determined to be a homicide victim. But since Lori had been adopted, there was no DNA evidence to connect the body to her. Memory says she ramped up the search for answers in 2021 after a niece told her to look at a composite of the Jane Doe found in the ditch.
And that page 2 composite drawing is identical to the last picture that I have of her, even down to the feathered hair that was very popular in the 80s. When I called the detective, you know, they had no idea who this body was. I said, I think that's my sister.
In order to find a DNA match for Lori, detectives had one lead: the son Lori had lost before her death.
They had to exhume the baby's body and test those remains, and these are 40-year-old remains, right?
Memory says the department had to apply for funding to carry out the DNA testing, but eventually the remains were determined to be a match just last month.
After 41 years, science was able to give her name back. And so I guess I have every reason to hope that science can bring her justice too.
Justice that Memory says is not found nearly enough when Indigenous women go missing or are murdered.
This is a very real issue, and I want to share Lori's story so that we can bring this to everybody. People need to know this is happening, that we are dying, and people should care.
Memory has dedicated her life to advocating for Indigenous women, and she says it's no coincidence that that's her line of work. She has planned a memorial for both her sister Lori and her infant son. It's set for tomorrow afternoon at a Catholic church in Laveen. Now, if you have any information about Lori Longchase's murder, you're asked to call Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS. Reporting live tonight in Gilbert, Nicole Christine, Fox 10 News.
Wow, Nicole, what a story, and so glad the family finally has some answers after all these years.
A man arrested for shooting and killing a woman at a bus stop in Mesa.
That killing happened on Tuesday morning near Center and McKellips. Fox 10's Brian Webb is here now with more on the investigation and how that victim is being remembered.
Well, guys, remember this happened at a basic bus stop yesterday morning right next to a gas station. But according to Mesa police, it turned into a murder scene with no real motive. This is Michelle Flippin, according to police, the rare victim of a random murder. This is video from the scene, the corner of Center and McKellips. Police say the 52-year-old was waiting at a bus stop Tuesday around 7:30 a.m. when she was shot several times all over her body and died at the scene. Detectives found 38 shell casings from an AK-47.
We got witnesses who gave us a really good description of the suspect's vehicle. We were able to then access our real-time cameras that were at that intersection and pull up live video as it was going on.
Witnesses called police, and police used citywide surveillance cameras to track the suspect's truck and arrested 44-year-old Andrew Rada.
We're able to read that information to our officers on the ground, who were able to stop and get that homicide suspect off the street within about 2 minutes.
At the police station, Rada told detectives he was homeless and often parked at the gas station to ask strangers for money. They also say he admitted to the shooting. Rada claimed Flippin was waving a gun and yelling before he opened fire, but police say Flippin was unarmed and alone, smoking a cigarette with her back turned when she was shot to death. The children released a statement. My siblings and I are in complete disbelief that something so vicious could happen to someone like her. Our rock, our protector, our mother was taken from us. She was on her way to get her new job going when this tragedy happened. She was minding her own business. She certainly did not deserve this. The GoFundMe page has been set up to help pay the funeral costs. So far, it's raised more than $3,000. I'm Brian Webb, Fox 10 News. A man is found dead in a Starbucks bathroom today after threatening somebody with a gun. It happened in Gilbert on Santan Village Parkway. Witnesses told police that he was acting strangely, then pointed a gun at someone and finally shot himself in the bathroom. No one else was hurt.
We're getting new details tonight about a highly organized scheme to rob 9 different Family Dollar stores and 1 KFC in the valley.
And Phoenix police are calling their work a professional criminal enterprise because of the planning and also the organization that was involved. Fox 10's Lindsay Regis explains how they pulled it off.
The two criminals had their plan down to a science. That's until Phoenix detectives caught on to the string of burglaries. And it's all outlined here on these court documents. Phoenix police say Yosvanis Perez Martinez and Alexi Torres Alvarez waited for everyone to leave before they broke into Family Dollar stores. Sometimes that meant posing as a police officer or security to get people who were loitering in the parking lot to leave. Once the stores were empty, they would cut the power using a tree trimmer pole. Then they would pry open that back door. Once inside, they disabled the alarms, wore masks and gloves, and used bleach to destroy any trace of DNA showing they were there. The duo used special tools to open or remove the safes. Their crime spree started in February and ended last month when Phoenix police caught wind of the burglaries. This is where the criminals tripped up. Family Dollar employees noticed the Chevy Impala running outside the parking lot right in the front with its lights on, and that's when they contacted police. Then an undercover cop matched that car with one connected to all of the burglaries. Detectives say cell phone data shows both Martinez and Alvarez at the scene of the crime for 9 different stores. On Friday, the department's dive team recovered a safe the 2 men were seen throwing in the river the day before, matching one stolen from a Family Dollar. Martinez and Alvarez were arrested on Friday on several burglary charges. Their next court date is October 10th. Reporting in Phoenix, Lindsay Regis, Fox 10 News.